I'm standing right next to our car port, which is these over here, which are now empty. So I guess technically you can go through the alley if you want to drive underneath of our carport. But there's so many nails and staples and stuff out here, you'd actually be pretty silly to do that. There's a little bit more of a bird's eye view of what I showed you before with all the snow on it. This is the pole right here that I believe was hit by a snowplow, because at one point there was tracks you could see that disappeared underneath this awning, which were obviously done before the awning collapsed. But anyway, that's just my conspiracy theory. One of the few poles that didn't snap, it just bent. The reason it didn't snap is probably because that snapped. But anyway, this car's in pretty bad shape. It's caved in pretty good up there, and here's one of the poles that rusted off just a few inches below ground. Here we have another one that the back of it seems to have received the brunt of the damage. Windshield shattered, and again the tops of them. This BMW is one of the few of them that seems to have escaped serious injury, but there's no telling what that up there is actually done. It actually looks pretty intact. And here's the one our friend Tracy was interested in. They've taken the note that I left for him off there, Tracy. The top of it's pretty well caved in the front, broke the windshield. The back looks in a lot better shape, although there is damage up on the roof. Again, these poles rusted out. They didn't do so well. Caved in pretty good there. The back of this Chevy truck here, the back of the cab wasted pretty good. There's a Toyota that isn't doing so well. Another pole completely sheared off where it rotted out. And yeah, we're getting near the end here. I'm kind of speeding it up. And this was the last car. This Legacy here doesn't seem to be in too bad of shape. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get out of here. We got this guy. Looks like I'm going to have to go around him. And here's the alley side view of the damage. I sure hope they go through this and they're all done back here with one of those big magnet rollers and pick all the nails and the staples up, because it's a mess back here. Still, I don't remember what day exactly it was, but we got to be somewhere around the 2-week mark where this was done. Damage occurred. You can see where some of these vehicles, the carport literally splintered around them. I'm sure there's been some settling of contents during the snow removal down here, but for the most part, this is the contour of this structure laying on the ground is about what I would call it with the snow load on it. So I don't think there's been much, if any, further structural damage by it being cleaned up, by the snow being cleaned off of it, with the exception of maybe some of those chunks of plywood have been disturbed a little bit. But by and large, I'd say this is the way it was. I do see one big difference. This piece here is now laying flat on the ground, whereas before it was laying, it's been busted loose from the whole distance. I'm not quite sure why that is, but that sign was 90 degrees to the ground, not parallel to the ground, and you could not see this post in here unless you viewed it from the end there. So this piece here has been torn off the end there, and put on the ground. Yeah. That's not the way it was last time I was out here. So that is some of the damage that's been done, which wasn't a lot. Here's a Subaru ruined